country. I've had my bags really gone through, and they've really talked to me about who packed the bags, and did you leave these bags alone for any period of time? Those questions were never asked last year or the year before. This year, they seem to be really taking special care at the airports, but obviously not special enough that we had 3 planes hijacked today.
No, and the other point is I've said, and others who you talked to this morning say, if a person is bent on willing to give her life or his life to accomplish a task, it's very difficult to stop that. And what you have to do is make the impediment sufficient so at least they won't be successful and not aid them. And we haven't really done that. We haven't made ourselves security conscious. We take too much for granted and we think nobody will ever do us.
The land of the free.
And regrettably, the disaster today, the tragedy today shows that our awareness and what we took for granted, we can't take for granted again. We're going to really have to be much more mindful of how we're going to survive.
And we just have a little more information for the viewers. The plane that crashed in western Pennsylvania, we are now told, was United Flight 93 out of Newark, and it was headed for San Francisco. Now, was that one of the hijacked planes? Did some heroic pilot perhaps save an awful lot of lives in Washington? We don't know at this point, but we do know that it was United Flight 93 out of Newark, heading west, and could have been diverted.
What else don't we know, and what else could very well be coming?
As a security expert, there are other suspected terrorists in this country, in this city. What do you do now?
I would assume that the agencies dealing with that, the terrorism task force, are doing the things that ought to be done to start to tighten up on those groups that they know. But these are cells in many instances, and you don't have the ability to have an organization that can infiltrate one group and therefore know who everybody is. So you're going to have to be very careful and very mindful and start to look intensely and devote a lot of manpower to that.
Explain the way cells work, if you would, Joe.
What often happens, depending on the organization, is that different groups have different people involved. One cell, if you would, does not know who the other cells are. That way, if one group goes down, if certain people are captured, if certain people are taken into custody, they can't give up somebody else. Each works on its own and there's a coordination. That type of structure has been growing, and worldwide that's been recognized. And if you look at the Mideast and you look at what's going on there, and not only in the Mideast, but in the former Soviet republics, and as the conflict heightens.
Excuse me, Joe, I have to interrupt.
Told that American Airlines has confirmed that it has had 2 of its planes crash, and that United
in breathing out of doors. As the wind blows, as emergency vehicles go by, the wind blows this soot, this ash, this white stuff, which makes it extremely hard to breathe. We see every now and then an emergency personnel person with oxygen mask on, firefighters with oxygen masks on, people with surgical masks on, trying to either get to the area or come out of the area. In general, though, the general public has been removed from downtown New York, south of the Brooklyn Bridge, or Chambers Street, south of Chambers Street, and people continue to stream over the Brooklyn Bridge towards Brooklyn, and also uptown, as your earlier reports had, to get away from the whole of downtown Manhattan.
Ollie, earlier on you used a very telling image about a snowstorm. Mm-hmm. Describe that for us again.
Sure. You look out the window here at downtown. I'm looking at the parking lot center, and the streets are covered with the white stuff as well. People have it all over their clothing. As I say, it makes seeing difficult. It makes breathing difficult. And looking out at a couple of places you're familiar with here, Jim, down on Beekman Street itself, the firehouse across the way, no one is on the streets. It's a ghost town, as I say, except for the emergency vehicles that appear. It's the plaza that took the brunt of the falling debris. I have no reports of any other buildings in jeopardy. Right across the street, there's a huge, that big black hotel. I can't remember the name.
Is that the Marriott?
No. There's another one on the east side of the World Trade Center, big, tall, black building. It is a hotel. That is, I can see it now, still standing, of course. But as far as the damage to other buildings, I'm not aware of, well, there must be damage, but I'm not aware of any other buildings that are in trouble.
You know, reporters are people too, Ali. How have you fared as far as your breathing is concerned?
No, I was wearing, before I got on the phone here, wearing a surgical mask, as is everyone here. We're fortunate to be in a hospital which has these kinds of things. Other people are taking out their handkerchiefs, and one guy had his hat over his face, and just trying to make it indoors. Once again, it is a ghost town here.
All right, Ali. Thank you very much again, Ali. Reporting from NYU Downtown Hospital, just a few blocks from the World Trade Center over there on the west side of Manhattan.
All right, Jim, I do think we have someone else on the phone that we all probably want to talk to. Joe Coffey, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Joe Coffey is a retired policeman with the NYPD. He is a terrorism expert. We thank you very much for joining us this morning. This, of course, devastating. Have you ever seen the likes of anything like this? And how did it happen?
The only thing that came close to this was the LaGuardia bombing, which I investigated back in 1976. But it was nowhere near this in volume, of course. And the human devastation there at LaGuardia Airport was incredible. And this reminds me of Pearl Harbor and the comments of the Japanese admiral. We have awoken the sleeping tiger.
What do we do? How can we address this? How could something like this happen?
Well, years ago, when they tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan and subsequently the Pope, I made a comment back then that when you're dealing with people who are religious zealots like we have here, who are willing to give their lives up for the sake.
I saw eight fall from the building when it first landed. I first hit when it first hit. Both towers are down?
It's terrible. I'm right.
That makes so many people must be killed now.
I'm right there. I went to the obstetrician with my girlfriend, and then we heard when this was going on. I'm like right there. I'm at the World Trade. I have a friend on the
south.
Okay, what'd you see?
I was standing at BMCC.
What?
Borough Manhattan Community College. I'm standing on the corner watching, taking pictures. You can see the wings of the plane come from the south and hit the middle of the second building.
The second plane was like...
I think they were delivering bombs. The explosion went up on that last building. There was probably a bomb inside the plane. He saw it too. The explosion went up.
The explosion went up like a mushroom. The second building.
The second plane was an old prop plane, like an old Dakota.
Say it again.
The second plane was like an old prop plane. It's a dual prop plane, like a Dakota or something like that. It wasn't a Dakota, but it came in low from over Newark Way, and you saw where the impact was, but it impacted, and then the explosion just blew out this way. Now some people are saying that there was 4 planes. And when the second one went down, it was another impact. Someone's just said there was 4.
Well, just tell me, stick to what you saw.
I saw the second one impact, and then the building just come down.
I heard one boom.
I saw also the impact there at 9:05, and also there were some people coming down. It's terrible. I saw 4 people coming down.
They're all jumping.
I saw a lot of people coming
at 9:05. It was 9:05.
How'd you get out then?
What happened was I was down in the basement. All of a sudden we heard a loud bang, and the elevator doors blew open. Some guy was burnt up, so I dragged him out. His skin was all hanging off. So I dragged him out and I pulled him out of the parking lot. This was what was left on it. Pulled him out. When I pulled him out, I looked up and the second bomb blew off. Just saw a big burst. And then I saw people jumping out of the buildings.
How long have you worked here at the World Trade Center?
About 6 months.
The place where you've been employed for 6 months was there 20 minutes ago. Your reaction seeing it is gone.
It's not the job, it's the people. It's the people that have died in there. That's what I'm worried about. The people that I can't see. I'm looking around looking for people, and I don't see the people that I work with.